Impacts maps and graphs in En-ROADS. I'm going to show you the breadth of what we have in the simulator now, and also how to use them in workshops and any engagements. We use them in four main ways: to connect people to this issue, to show them how important it is to prevent as much climate change as possible. Third, to show them the huge benefits of mitigation and preventing climate change on those impacts. And then fourth, what we have to deal with no matter what. Let's go check it out. Impacts live here. Impacts area, and over on the right, you can see the many different areas. I'm going to focus on these five main areas of extreme weather. Here we have a whole series of graphs on heat around the world. Secondly, typhoons and hurricanes, and people exposed to river flooding, extreme weather events. Air pollution, vector-borne illnesses like malaria and dengue. Food, two graphs right here. Global GDP, economic damage from climate change. In the oceans area, sea level rise, these top three: ocean acidification, the state of the polar ice cap, and then loss in ocean life from warming. A map on drought, wildfire map, desertification, some ecological shifts, extinction, and biodiversity. Those are the big areas where you can offer graphs to show people what's going to happen with various scenarios of climate change. And note, they're going to likely change and be added to in the future. Now let's look at the four ways that we use these impact graphs and maps in engagements, workshops, and games. The first is that we use it to connect to what people really care about, which is the impacts of climate change. We used to just focus on the temperature, but now we can ask people, where do you care about the impacts of climate change, and what are those impacts? So ask them about what those issues are, and they will select what they're concerned about and where. As an example, we can show what they're concerned about, and if someone says, I'm concerned about outdoor labor loss, we would go here to outdoor labor loss from extreme heat. And we would say, where? Well, let's go look at one of the maps. Here is a map of it, and you could type in any place in the world. So someone might say New Delhi, and you type in that city, back it up a little bit, and then show them the impacts there. So the first thing is just connect to people's interests, concerns, and desires. The second way is to show where things are headed, to really look at what these graphs are saying, to motivate the action and the need for solutions and for preventing as much climate change as possible. Here with this graph on the right, we would say we're today here at 13 days per year per worker of outdoor labor loss from extreme heat. It could go all the way up past 25 towards 30. This is something we want to prevent. Out here in 2100 in New Delhi, over a month a year of days above 26C wet bulb. This is a dangerous temperature. We want to avoid it. So motivate the need to do much better. And note that when you show a graph like this, people will have feelings. Make space for that. Make sure people can express their concerns and what it feels like to look into the future and see the possibility of a baseline that looks really difficult here. Secondly, people may ask, where did you get this data and what does it mean? Know that you can always click on the triangle, read about it, and see what is the source. You could pull up the paper that this is based on. You can also pull up more explanation in the FAQ area of our support page and read what is here about big messages, key dynamics, and tips. There is more information that you might want to have about this issue. The third main way that we use these impact graphs and maps is to show the major benefit from climate solutions. So after creating a scenario like this, you may take 10 minutes or 20 or an hour or 2 hours to play out different scenarios. What if we remove subsidies for coal, oil, and gas and encourage renewables and had carbon pricing and energy efficiency and electrified everything and created a scenario where temperature went down to well below 2 degrees. How much would that help an indicator like outdoor labor loss from extreme heat? And we can see, boy, out by 2080, instead of 23 days, it goes down to 15 days. That is 8 days a year per worker not shut down by extreme heat. And then we can go and see areas that do better on the map. So show them how much better for an indicator. And note, you can do the same thing for many other indicators in food and other areas as well. So show them how much better it would be if we were to take significant action. The fourth way that we use these is to show people what is coming no matter what. In this graph, notice that up until 2040 or 2045 or so, the scenario in this that I just created, which is much better, is the same all the way through those years, the same as the baseline. Therefore, we need to prepare our world for these kinds of problems, no matter what we do with overall mitigation. All right. In En-ROADS, we have maps, we have graphs to show you a lot about the impacts of climate change. Use them well in those 4 ways. Connect people to the issues. Show them how badly we need to do better on preventing climate change. Show them the advantage of a scenario that gets us well below 2 degrees. And fourth, show them how to deal with what's coming no matter what. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be worth it, everybody. Go get them.